The agent we're going to build from scratch is based on the ReAct pattern. ReAct stands for reasoning plus acting. In this pattern, an LLM first thinks about what to do. Here on the left side of diagram, we have reasoning traces and thoughts. With that large language model, for example, ChatGPT or whatever, thinks what to do, and then decides an action to take. That action is 10 executed in an environment, and an observation is returned to LLM back. With that observation, the large language model then repeats, then thinks about what to do again, decides another action to take, and continues until it decided that is done. To get started, let's import everything we need: OpenAI, regular expression library, and other ones. For this tutorial, I'm using .env to load my OpenAI API key from .env file right here. That is a good practice to keep safely your API keys and other credentials. So we are taking my OpenAI API key into the code using this way. Now we can initialize the language model. In this video, we will use OpenAI, but can experiment with any language model you want. Let's make a setup of the model we will use and specify inference parameters such user and content prompts. For this particular case, I want to try GPT-4o model. Remember, you can select other model if you want. So, let's complete this quick setup by define user and content messages right here. Later, we will extend this setup, but for now, let's keep it as it is. Let's start building our agent. The good start to do that is to create a class for the agent that we will use in our application. The agent we wanted to build has to be parameterized by system message, so we need to include the system message into agent parameters right here. By doing that, we allow the user to pass that in to trigger our agent, so we save that as an attribute. We also keep track of a list of messages over time. This is where we will append everything that happens in the ReAct loop. We need to think like, if there is this system message, we're going to append a system message into this list of messages. The best way to do that is to set up a Python dictionary structure that keeps system message. Then this dictionary is going to be appended to our list. So now our agent can be initialized. Now we need to answer to ourselves what exactly this agent going to do. That is important part. Let's implement the call method for this agent. It takes a message that comes in that is a string and then append that message to the existing array of messages. Please pay attention that here we adding the message that a user entered through the chat. Then the agent will execute the message by using the execute method. We will write this message just down below very quickly. Then we will take the results of that and add a new message into the array of messages, this time coming from the assistant. Just making the code more readable, and we will write the execute method in a second. So before that, we need to specify that method call return the result of execute method. And now, finally, we can write execute method for our agent right here. In execute method, this is where we call the OpenAI client that we initialized above. So we are bringing it here as a method of our agent. From this method, agent return the content or the string of the message that it gets back from the model. Let me complete this return statement. Few syntax fixes and we are done. For execute method, we initialize a LLM invoking with inference parameters, where one of these is model. For this example, we're going to use ChatGPT 4.0. Also, we need to replace messages part and pass in this list messages that agent will accumulate. So here, messages parameter will be equal to messages that the agent actually accumulated. You can see references to messages parameter above in the agent code. Let's also set temperature parameter equal to 0, with the purpose that responses will be more deterministic. One more syntax fix in the return statement, and we are done. Now, let's start to write a system prompt that's going to be used in our ReAct agent. Keep in mind that ReAct agent requires very specific system message. We can take a look at this in details. So we are asking it to run through this loop of thought, action, pause, and observation. It can then output an answer when it's finished with that loop. It will use thoughts to describe its thought about the question it's been asked. It will then use action to run one of the actions available to it, and it will then return pause. We have these functions, get capital city, get popular places, and get other cities in the country. That's our available action that our agent can activate if user query requires to do that. We'll set up these functions down below shortly. Finally, we then provide an example of these actions. These examples are really helpful for helping the language model understand, and a little bit more specific detail how exactly it should be doing things. And we can see here example trace, incoming question, and then a thought, and then an action, then pause, and the it get back to observation, an answer. We now need to provide the three tools that we mentioned above in the prompt. Function number 1, get capital city. This function returns a capital city of the given country name. Function number 2, get popular places. This function returns a list of 4 or 5 very popular places for a given city. And function number 3, get other cities in the country. This function returns a list of smaller cities in the given country which would be interesting to visit. Please keep in mind that docstrings that provided for each function makes sense for language model. Don't skip that. As you can see, I made these functions in a way that they makes calls to language model by themselves, but you can write any custom function you want. It can be rule-based as well. Now, we need to create this little dictionary that maps the name of the function to the function itself. This dictionary helps language model to associate possible actions to instructions in the prompt. I'll demonstrate that shortly. Now, we can try it out. Let's initialize our bot with this line of code. Here we are using agent class and the prompt we have wrote above right here. Now I want to demonstrate how to get a response from a bot to a simple question. So, we can ask a simple question to our bot. I want to visit Lithuania. I am interested to see some good places. Then we can print it out the results to our question. Oh, by the way, we don't to write prompt in the arguments. And I forgot to add double underscore in call method to make our agent object callable. Oh, I forgot to change this to prompt that we have specified before. This is critical important because we need to pass full instructions to our agent based on our use case. Now everything looks good and we are ready to test our agent with this user query. Let's open the terminal with Python installed and run this file with our code. Here you go, we have the results. We look at the results and we can see that there's a thought, action, and pause. From the results, we can clearly see that function getCapitalCity was activated to get a response. Let's simulate a regular chat for this use case. I want to experiment a bit. Let's imagine that from the first question, the response is not Vilnius, but Paris. So, we are sending this observation, which is equal to Paris to the bot as the next prompt. Remember, as we have set up before, ReAct agent has memory and memorized previous prompts we sent. Let's print it out the results and see how the agent reacts to this unexpected observation. Let's clean the terminal and run the code again. And look what the agent says. It seems there is an error. The capital of Lithuania is Vilnius, not a Paris. Our agent is smart enough to understand that before we asked about Lithuania capital, and response should be Vilnius, not a Paris. Okay, let's quickly correct that and change observation to Vilnius for the next prompt. Run the code once again. Now our agent should be happy with the prompt. And yes, we can see that our agent initiatives another action with function. Get popular places with argument Vilnius. That's because we instructed this behavior in the system prompt. Remember? If we want to see more details about what exactly has been going on, we can take a look at the message attribute on the agent. This is long system prompt that we wrote in the beginning. We then have our first question about Lithuania. We have response to it and next action to get popular places and so on. All the data about agent performance you can find here. Everything what we did so far is bit manual. Let's automate everything in a loop. This is the final part of this video. The first thing I'm going to do is create this RegEx for looking for the action string. This is going to let us parse the language model response and determine whether we want to be taking an action or whether it's the final answer. Let's now create this query function. This is going to take a question and run the same processes that we ran manually. I will add also max turns parameter so we can control how long this runs for. We can then start a counter to keep track of how many iterations we've done. We can initialize an agent with the default system prompt. We can then define a query function which we'll use to run this loop. It'll take in a question. Let's start our loop. So while the counter is less than max turns, we'll first increment the counter and then we'll call the agent and get a result back. Let's add a print statement which will print the result. We'll then use the regular expression that we created above in order to parse the response from the agent, and we'll get back a list of actions. Now, here's where we will decide what to do based on the response. In other words, we'll decide which action to take based on the observation from the agent. So, if there are any actions, we're going to add some logic to take those actions and get back a response. If there is any action, we're going to get the action and the action input. So the action is the function to call, and the action input to that function. So we'll get those two things. And then, if we see an action that's not in our list of known actions, we're going to raise an exception. This should never happen. And let's print out what exactly we're going to running here. We'll now can get the observation. And so we'll do this by first looking up in the action dictionary, the action that we should take. Let's print out the observation just for some debugging. And then let's also create the next prompt, what we'll send to the language model the next time. And this is just a string with observation and formatted with the observation that we got back from the agent. And lastly, if no any action found in the agent response, we just return back nothing. Okay, let's try this agent with real-world like complex questions. Here's the first one. I want to visit Lithuania. I am interested to see some good place there. Let's quickly test how our agent will react to this query. And here you go. We can see that it first thinks about what to do. Outputs in action, calls. It gets back an observation, thinks about what to do again and gets another action, and again thinks. And then finally, it comes up with the answer. Let's add one more question to the conversation. What other cities in the Lithuania I should visit? As you can see, the thought on this are, I need to find out the smaller cities in Lithuania, that could be interesting to visit. And the action, calling the function, get other cities in the country with argument, Lithuania. That's how it should work. That was quite long tutorial, and congratulations with completion that. Please write on the comments just below your thought. See you there.